Hello guys, what's up? It's Alex again. I'm back on Tuesday. What is it? March 5th. Sorry, I missed the last 2 days, last Friday and last Monday, because I was traveling and I forgot to mention that before. So for all of you that have been following me since the start, my apologies if you expected a video on Friday and Monday and there was nothing. Yeah, I'll try to remember mentioning it when I know that I'm going to go traveling. So sorry about that. Okay, anyway, today has been an interesting day. I am trying out some new things to learn, focusing still on my specific scalping technique, with some other things that I'm trying to improve upon. I'm getting a bit cocky. I I made well. There are several things you can glean from my profit and loss, or from my position summary here, from profit loss summary. Um, the first thing is that there's a lot of green trades, and that's good. That's generally a very good tendency because I want to have at least say 65-70% accuracy on my trades, and today I've managed to roughly have that. Now the other thing you can glean is that the amount of shares I'm trading varies a lot today. Actually, I have decided while trading today that it's probably a good idea for me to start trading larger amount of shares, larger positions. That's the word I'm looking for. I should start to trade larger positions, um, because in the end I want to. Let's put it this way: in a larger position, your risk is also higher. So your risk management really gets trained when you're trading large positions. If I keep trading 100 shares, 200 shares positions, and I lose a little bit of, then it's not really a big deal. I can lose a little bit here, a little bit there. It won't hurt that much. But if my shares suddenly get bigger, any loss suddenly is exponentially higher. And that's one thing you can see here. I have a very large position in DSS, which I messed up badly. Um, Here, just quickly to show you. So I as I was watching it here, I had made several good trades before. I thought it was gonna here. It suddenly started jumping, really spiking up back to previous resistance level, and I thought maybe it's gonna get over it this time because volume is coming in. So I buy in here, but then it just starts fading, and then I keep, as you can see here, keep adding to my positions to lower down my entry point. Now this is actually, I should talk about this a little bit. This is a very bad habit to develop. In general, you don't want to add to your position if you're in a losing trade. That's generally a very bad idea. Now I'm doing it here, first and foremost because this stock has had a very good run pre-market, as you can see. Then as the market opened, so I'm kind of expecting it to try another run in the afternoon. Now I might be wrong, and then I'll end up with $1,000 or more in loss. But if I'm right, it might go higher than this level. It might finally break 2, and that would be a big thing. And then we could really make some big profit, or at least if it gets into this range again. I mean, as if it comes back, I will start taking profits along the way, reducing my size. So, for example, if it breaks, say here 175, I think, when I'll start taking small profits. I don't know. My buying average right now is 72. Yeah. So if it goes above that, I'll start taking profits to reduce my position. I want to have ideally only 1,000 shares. If it keeps going further, 1,000 shares to profit from. If it goes there. So anyway, let's see. I will tell you guys tomorrow how it went. Maybe I'm gonna lose $1,300, or I'm gonna make 1,300. Maybe we will see. So yeah, the thing that's to get back to the things I'm trying out today, to my position summary here. I'm trying to take bigger trades to really test out my risk tolerance, because this is very important. Here, let's talk about this. Let me go back. Let me open this up. Let's talk about this moment here for a little bit. Now, as I was in here and in the minus already, in the red, I was thinking, okay, maybe I mean, I started thinking of getting out just about here because that would have been the smart thing to do, cut your losses quickly, right? But because my loss at this point was already bigger than my total gains so far in the day, because I've taken smaller trades before, I hesitated. And this is a very natural emotional reaction, and in trading, it's very bad. So really take this serious. Your emotions really start changing when you change your strategies. So it's really important to test out different things and to test out different risk tolerance levels to make sure that your emotions are adjusted to that kind of feeling, or your reaction or your decision making is adapted to those kind of emotions. Because it would have been the smart thing to do to get out around here to cut my losses. All right, but then my day would have been red and I would have felt really bad. So I added and I added, which is the beginning of the potential end if my theory of it trying again in the afternoon fails. I still think it might, because that happens usually around 1 or 2, especially if a level here is held. Now I was thinking before the level being 160, just above 160. Now it's just above 160 right now. So if it keeps going, if it falls below 150, then the chance of it spiking again in the afternoon is quite low. But if it at least holds this level roughly, then the chance is a little bit higher. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, the emotional impact of changing your strategy is not to be underestimated. So that being said, if I had taken a smaller position and I would have cut my losses around this level, let's say 100 shares each, and then cut my losses at maybe 30-40 bucks around here, then bam, I don't think it wouldn't even be 30-40 bucks, it would be like 20 bucks, 30 bucks maybe. That would have been totally tolerable. I would still be green, so that would have been fine. Now, because the size that I took was big, it wasn't like that. So from now on, I made this decision today intraday, so that's why you see 200 shares here and 18,000 shares here. I will try to just stick with 1,000 share positions or more in the immediate future, in this simulator at least. Then when I go back to live trading, I'll go back to 100 shares to make sure that my strategies still work with real money. Okay, so that's the general summary of today. The market has been quite active. I took a lot of trades not because I'm just over trading, but because the market today, there have been quite a few opportunities, and as you can see, I made quite most out of these opportunities. But the 2 red trades I did here, this one is small. It doesn't really, it doesn't hurt at all. But this one, $120. If you look at my profit, $170, $120 is quite a big loss. It's more than 50% of my total profit today. This calculation was a bit messed up, but it's almost as big as my entire profit. It's more than 50% of my entire profit that is left. So yeah, it's whatever, 30% of my entire trades today. What I'm trying to say is that this was quite a big trade of 500 shares, and the loss was quite big quite quickly, as you can see. $120 in, I don't know. Let's see how fast I traded this one. HEBT. Where is it? HEBT, 100, 100, 100, 300, 100, 100. Apparently I shorted it as well. Well, this is not very smart. Yeah, no, not at all. Okay, in any case, from 9:44.29 to 9:46.56. So in less than 3 minutes, I lost 120 bucks. So that can be quite painful, as you can imagine. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about with your emotions. This happens really fast, and it really changes how you react. Okay, now before I keep blabbing on this topic, I want to ask you a question. So for you that have watched my videos for a while now, would you prefer that I go over my trades like this, because it's easy to just look at my entries and my exits, and also how they're performing, or do you prefer going through the video where you can see my live, well, this is a recording of me trading in real time, so you can see exactly what the chart looks like as I was taking the trade, which I think can have an advantage in assessing your personal emotional reaction, because when you don't know what's happening, it's a very different feeling than just looking at it like this, where you kind of see what happens in the future. So I'm not sure which one you prefer. This one definitely is easier for me, but yeah, let me know in the comments what you would prefer. And for now, I will do a little bit of a mixture of that. I will look at this to point out, I guess, the entries and exits, and just look over my trades in general. And then we can look through, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to look at the recording, and we can go through the specific trades as I was trading them, at least some more important ones, more relevant ones for the day. So that is my introduction for now. Having said that, let's look at my trade. So as I said, I'm going to start with this. Now it's a lot, so let me try to summarize this as quickly as I can. You can see here NCTY. NCTY was had made this big spike pre-market very early on, then kind of like consolidating a bit. As the market opened, it started fading, but that kind of happens, and then it started rising. Now this was at 9. This was already 940. So I had missed this part here because I was looking at other trades, but you see, it did make some interesting moves here. So as I was seeing this, I got in quite quickly. Wait a second. My apologies. I just received a phone call and I had to take it. Okay, coming back to the chart. We were talking how it had done this spike pre-market and then starting the spike here. So I was getting in here a little bit quickly because I was watching it from here, and I didn't see. I was waiting for a 1 minute pullback, but I didn't see that happening. So as it kept rising, I started buying in, and then of course the 1 minute pullback happened. But I added because I saw volume is still high and still increasing. Every bar I got in lower and it started rising higher. So I kept seeing this momentum still going on. So then as it was coming up, I started selling a little bit here. It came back, it hit that level again, so it double topped, so I'm getting out again, and it triple tops it, and it doesn't really break it, so I'm okay, I'm getting out of the rest. So I got out the rest. Eventually it did break it, so I could have made a little bit more, but it looked like this was a hard resistance where probably a hidden seller was just dumping a lot of shares. So since it didn't break it for 3 times, I didn't really keep my hopes up. Now it ended up doing this, but that was quite exceptional. Usually you see 2 of these, 2 tops right next to each other, and that's the end of it. It rarely, as you can see here, this is another double top, and it doesn't break it. In fact, it touches it a 3rd time, which is when I got in the last time, and it still didn't break it. So these things don't always happen. You don't always know when they're happening. So I missed this one. Then the pullback here a bit longer. I didn't get in. It started rising again, hesitantly breaking. And then as it comes back up here above that previous high, or approaching this previous high, I get in and I get out half. I add, and then I get out more here. Coming up with, I think in this particular trade, I made maybe 10 or $20 altogether, because at first I made like $50, but then I added and I lost quite a few dollars. So yeah, that was not the best trade. Here again, not the best trade. I think I came out just break even because I got in here, and then I got out right between them. So just like this profit eats up this loss. So break even on this trade. And then the last trade happened, and now I'm waiting for this to return in the afternoon. So we're not going to look at it in the near future. Let's look at what do we have here. PETZ. Well, that was a an annoying trade. Sorry, PTZ, $3 profit, right? So essentially no profit, just break even. So what happened? I saw this sudden spike. I got in, and then as it starts kind of like getting into resistance, I start selling, make a little bit of profit. But I didn't sell everything. Here's another half. So I sold half, half, and then the rest of the position. So half, 25%, 25%. And I probably lost on this one a little bit, or at least came out with just barely any profit. Here, same thing, barely any profit. And here I made the first time good profit. Got in here, sold, what is this? 7 and 8 cents above that. So 7 or 8 cents still is not a lot. It's a typical scalp. I'm still, you know, I'm kind of focusing on scalping, and ideally a scalp would still be above 10 cents, but even like 3 cents or 5 cents sometimes is all you get. So yeah, here this was the best trade of all of these, and here I lost a little bit of that profit again, bringing me down to $3. And if you look at the number of shares that I traded, this is a very, very small amount, something like, oh god, how do I do this? 3/10 of a cent per share. Something like that, if my calculation is right. Let's quickly look at another one. XRF. Let's look at it because it's open here. That was a very choppy trade, so I didn't watch it all morning. And then as it was here looking like, well, it broke this quadruple top, and I decided to get in here, and it got here, and then it started flushing again. And as it was around here, I hit the sell button, but I got filled here, breaking even on half of those shares. So, well, this has 50, but there's another. As you can see, there's another one, another thing. How do you call this? Another label under it, under this label, under this up 50 share label with a larger number of shares. Here I made profit. Here I lost. So I still coming out green, but not as good as I wanted to. Mostly because I kind of messed up this trade here on coming out break even. Only made profit here and lost a little bit here. So okay, let's look at what else. NCTY we already looked at, didn't we? No, we did not. Okay, we got to look at NCTY. That was the first one I traded. So NCTY. Let's look at this. Started trading in the middle of the night here. See, I didn't even know that was possible. At 4, it seems, or yeah, it looks like it started at 4. And anyway, just in the first few minutes, first few hours, well, yeah, in the first hour, it did this rise from 215 to 3 over 3 to 310. In fact, here 318. So that's quite a large rise pre-market. It consolidated, does a couple more spikes, and then as the market was approaching opening, it did another big spike here. So obviously, I was watching this coming out of the gate, and then as it came out of the gate, I get in here. It starts fading, but I think volume is high, and I'm just thinking in this moment that I don't think it's going to keep selling off, because after all this, there are definitely going to be some buyers interested in this, and usually they should be more than the sellers. So I add twice down here. And then the buyers I've been speculating on do come out, and I get out here, as you can see. I could have gotten out a little bit higher, just 20 cents higher than I got out, but this was rising not so quickly. So here it was hitting some resistance, so I was just getting out as quickly as I can. I haven't traded this all day since because it just kept consolidating, as you can see. Essentially not only consolidating, but giving back almost all the profits it made today. I mean, okay, it started down here, so it's still quite a bit higher, but it gave back 60% of its entire gain today, including pre-market. So that's not too much. So didn't keep trading this one. As you can see, nothing happened anyway. Anything else that's worth looking at? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Let's look at just two more. CCCL and GSUM. Sorry, GSUM. So CCCL, as you can see, pretty much nothing going on pre-market, but then as the market opened, it kind of goes sideways and then starts rising slowly, grinding upwards. And at some point, as I paid attention to it, it had just had this big candle here, so volume was coming in for this one. So I get in here, hoping that this is a 1 minute pullback. As you can see, this candle, this green candle, is higher than the previous green candle. So I'm thinking that this is probably going to head a little bit higher. And I get in here, and then it double tops on this level. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this was just an anomaly. It's double topping at the previous at this candle's high. So I'm thinking, okay, this is an important level, and I sell out here. Now it did keep rising slowly, but I didn't keep watching it because I didn't continue watching it because it was a bit more difficult seeing that this indecision candle is quite big. These wicks are all quite big, so it's just really hard to judge this stock. That was CCCL. And let's look at GSUM. GSUM we've traded a couple of times before. It has made it made a kind of like a 20-cent rise around the $4 level before, so nothing too spectacular, but pre-market is quite good. And what am I talking about? I'm sorry. This was yesterday. So this was yesterday as the market opened. So today nothing pre-market, and as the market had opened, it started rising. Now I was waiting for a 1 minute pullback, didn't happen, so I just got in eventually here, got out, added here and got out here and here. Typical scalp. Didn't do anything more after that because I was trading other stocks. But just from these examples, you can see that a lot of things happened. Okay, today, and that's why I traded quite a lot. Now, I'm already in 22 minutes, so I'm sorry if these videos keep getting longer. Let's just quickly look at this market opening. We can go, let me do it this way. I'm going to play this video because I did most of my trades in the first, say, 20 minutes of the day. So let me just play this at high speed and try to point out. I'm going to pause it in between to point out the things I just bought. But essentially, I'm not going to try to go through it too much. So yeah, just out of the bat, as I told you, NCTY up here. I was trading it, and as you can see, it does this, but volume is still super high. So I'm thinking, I'm having my faith in it. And surely, eventually, it did. Oh, as you can see, I tried adding several times. Here it goes, and I sell, and then eventually I sell the rest. No, PETZ, I'm sorry, I was very busy. I was doing like several things at the same time. So here it's PETZ. And oh yeah, I think, was it this one or was it another one? I had a couple that I had really trouble filling my orders, and that's really something that happens quite frequently as well. Yeah, you can see here, PETZ, I canceled the orders all the time because they didn't get filled. It was very difficult to trade. And I'm in at 450, which is not really a lot. Now, sorry, we're ignoring these up here because these are the long-term positions. AWSM. Yep. Breaking, well, the day is high. And I sold here. I'm out almost completely with 15 bucks and lose a little bit of the profit here. Okay, filled PETZ. I'm again at PETZ here at this candle. I think that was the losing trade that I had. I added and then I sold pretty much break even, as you can see. And then I sold at a small loss. So lost a little bit of money here. And then I made back a little bit of money. Finally, it broke over 2. Let me speed up a little bit. PTZ 14. Where are we? Oh yeah, sorry. PTZ, I'm gonna make another trade in a minute here. Where I'm losing. It keeps rising. Sorry. AW7 PTZ 11. Where am I? Yeah, here we go. Sorry. Okay. And it doesn't get there. So I sell. Like making a tiny loss. Next is HEBT, which is going to be in this window, I believe. Let me quickly go forward here. HEBT, here it is. So as you can see, HEBT was doing this, was spiking here, and I got in. And as it didn't break, yeah, maybe I should. That was the one I lost money. I should have looked at it. It started failing hard. Gave back this entire candle. So I got out, just trying to limit my losses, and it's at, well, here we go. And then I shorted it, hoping that, yeah. Sorry if that was too fast. Look at it again in case that wasn't clear. So I bought. It started fading. I shorted, because I thought maybe it's going to keep failing, and then it rose again. So that was a pretty bad trade. I could have gotten into this. I should have gotten into this maybe a bit more. But anyway, this was just, well, look at it again in the video if you missed it. DSS, my first trade. This was when I made the decision to trade larger shares. And as you can see, I start quite okay, making a decent scalp here. Yeah, decent scalp. $117 with a large amount of shares, and I didn't even capture the entire move. As you can see, I could have made a bit even more, but I got in again. Oh no, now I'm here at GSUM. I'm sorry. This is the problem of following the video in 4x speed. But yeah, maybe I should just shut up and let you guys watch the video, because I can't even comment on my own videos. Let me look. Okay, DSS. We are at 20 minutes in. GSUM we saw. In a minute we're gonna see DSS again. CCCL. CCCL is coming. Here CCCL. Yep. And then DSS. And then XRF at the end. But we're not gonna look at that. I already described it. So we're looking at DSS and CCCL. As I said here, I just got in, thinking it's going to break, and it ends up not doing that. This was just a small, this is just a small trade, so my loss is very small. But it was because I wasn't too confident about this trade in the first place. See, at HEBT, I traded a larger amount of shares, and it ended up costing a lot. So that was when I started thinking about, size and how much of a larger risk, a larger position size means. All right, guys, let me just sum up here, because we're almost at 30 minutes. You saw the trades live here. Let me know if you prefer I do this in more detail, commenting more while I'm doing this, or if you prefer me doing the analysis of the charts after trade. Okay, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for lasting all this way through here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, I promise. Bye bye.